All right, and I am live. I hope everybody can hear me because I'm kind of here by myself, and I've got my microphone here, my handy dandy microphone set up. So let's go here. Okay, perfect. So we've got 4 watchers. So guys, basically, today is just oh yeah, no, a wizard is never late, Dominish. And frankly, if you want to help me organize my shelves, you can hop on live and I'll send you a link so I can get your snarky sort of critiques live if you want, Dominish. But no, a wizard is never late. He is always on time and arrives precisely when he intends to. But thank you all for showing up. I got these 2 new shelves. I've been meaning to kind of do a reorganization. I've kind of cheated a little bit, and I've started a little bit. You can see up here. Oh, wait, directions and stuff when you're on camera. There we go. My wheel of times are up here. I put my expanses right there, and then I've got my illustrated Assassin's Quest, my Arcanum Unbounded, and my blue meanie Beatles mug right there, as well as my trusty good old Fez. Burn Shadow of What Was Lost. Klaus, you want to hop on camera and say that to my face? This right here is the book that Klaus wants me. Oh no, you want me to burn the Shadow of What Was Lost, which is this one. You want me to burn this one right here. I actually just filmed my TBR for next month where I'm doing an echo of things to come. I think it's book 2. So Klaus, I'm not going to burn it, unfortunately. I'm not angry enough at it to burn it. And frankly, why would I burn a book when I could just donate it? But thank you for that, Klaus. So yeah, I am kind of just looking to make my shelves look a little better. Like I've got all my baubles and stuff on here. You can tell I've kind of turned this into my Golden Klaus, you think this this sentence? Oh, shots fired. What? We got Maza in the house. We got Dominish. We got some good people here. Thanks for stopping by. I know this is super last second, but yeah, we got some shots fired in the comments. I've got some self-pub here right now, and to kind of show you what's not on the shelves is I've got all these. These are my TBR stacks, guys. This is February. This is March. This is, I believe, the starting of April. So there's a lot of books. There's going to be some holes, which is fine. These things happen. And then I've got the remnants of January over here, which January has been a whole nother monster. But as you can kind of see, like, because I've got 2 shelves, and I'm starting to kind of toy with side stacking and the front facing with the Empire of Silence. It's a gorgeous copy. I just recently Mylar wrapped. I want to kind of do some front facing and some stacking. So I'm hoping to get some input. I'm going to start with this shelf right here. Oh, we got Wilbur in the house. Hey, what's going on? Ooh, why would you be reading Rebel's Creed? Sorry. Anyway. Yes, Chaz, do you want to hop on and help me? You let me know, dude. Literally, there is an open invitation for anybody who wants to hop on camera to kind of do this. So, yeah, I am open to suggestions, open to some help. I need to find some good-looking spines. And I want to kind of keep Golden together up there. But, let's see. So I've got my first laws here. They are side-stacked. So I kind of like those because they've kind of got the parchment look to them. And then I can also put my Age of Madness trilogy kind of side-by-side with it. But I need some good spines. And Shadow Campaigns down here has some really good spines. I've got all my orbits kind of going across this shelf, and they barely fit. Wilbur, you are not camera shy. What up, 20? Thank you. Yes, we got Book Nook Corner. Good people. Oh, how do you feel? Hold on. Okay. Since its title is an AMA, how do you feel about who organized by color? I think that's madness, honestly. Like, it looks really good on camera. And people, you do you. But when you organize, like, you can kind of tell I do by size. And then I also tend to do by publisher. So you can see everything on this shelf is an orbit. And then, of course, when I'm doing that, hopefully the publisher has done their job correctly, and they all match really well. So then I do series as well. So like I couldn't imagine taking like A Time of Courage because it's red and putting it next to A Little Hatred. That's madness to me because it's got a red spine. Like I just don't understand. Let's see here. You have a good spine. Actually, I do not have a good spine, which is why I go to a chiropractor. Oh no. I hope you feel better, bro. Hope you feel better. What up, Adam? Thanks for stopping by. I am not good at organizing shelves. In fact, I'm trying to figure out how to avoid getting another shelf, but I may have. Sometimes you just got to break down and get one. All right. So for this slot right here, if I move or like, so if I take, you know what, the Prince of Nothing, because I don't know. I don't have any great plans. Let me move my Starship Enterprise. I'm going to take the Prince of Nothing, and we're going to relocate this. This is going on the ground for relocation. So that means we can move all this nonsense over. And that gives me kind of some room to do some side stacking. And let's see if... Oh, no! I've dropped a book! Oh, it's just 9th Reign. It's fine. Nobody cares. Okay. So it fits. It fits right there without really a whole lot to do. So then that means if I take these... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shadow Campaigns is 5 books. I see the Reborn Empire up there. Reborn Empire. You're going to have to help me, Dom, with a little bit more extra help than that. Which series is that? All right. So, does that look good? Or should I do one that's like a trilogy and then or a quartet? And then I can stack kind of 3 and put one front facing. But do I have one like that? I don't know. We're going to leave that kind of like that for now. And then because this is what you guys see on camera, I kind of like having War of the Gods, Paternus Book 3 facing out up there. All right. Oh, yes. Top Shelf, Devin Madsen. Right here. We Ride the Storm. What did you call it? Reborn Empire is the name of the trilogy. I get you, Dom. I see ya. Yeah, it's just not. 9th Reign was fine, guys. Like, a bit of a spoiler. I give it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't anything that blew me away. Like, the Empire needs to be visible front and center. I hear you. So let's see. So usually I'm kind of sitting right here, and the desk is pushed a little further out so that I could get some books in. So if Enterprise needs to be front and center, is that front and center? No. But if I put my sonic screwdriver up here and put... The Enterprise's base has fallen off, guys. This is a disaster. All right. Let's put the base back on. And right there. Is that front and center enough for you? No, because it's blocking Empire of Silence. Unless... let's shift it like that. I'm not mad at it, honestly. I'm not mad at it. In fact... If we do it more like this, then the front face makes a little bit more sense. And we can put Ken Liu over here. And then there we go. Does that look a little better? Yeah, that way Enterprise is front and center. And I get to see my unobstructed front facer. Cool. I approve of this. We're going to leave this shelf alone. It's an Andrew. It's a Pete. Top shelf above Stormlight. Yep, I see it right here. That shelf is one of the ones that needs a little bit of love. But, okay, so we've got Prince of Nothing there. So that means all of this is opened up down here. And this is a specific, like, weird UK size. So, what can I fit down here? I wonder if I could get my Adrian Tchaikovsky's over there. Yeah, it was good. It was just not mind-blowing. Like, I was expecting 9th Reign to really, like... It didn't set the hook until, like, the last 50 pages, which is something that I was kind of meh on. I was like, you know, it was very unique world, very creative. But at the same time, I wanted, like, deeper characters. And then, like, it felt like there were a couple throwaway characters in there that I was, like, supposed to care. And I just ended up didn't. So... I like it, and I'm going to continue reading it, but right now it's not like top of the line fantasy for me. So I'm hoping The Bitter Twins is better. All right. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Yes, was expecting more. Yeah, it's very, very, very good world building. I definitely agree. All right, so we've got a front facing here, which is Seventh Cadence by Jem Wilborn. I do like that that's front facing. And typically what would go there is my Chronicles of the Unhewn Throne fits into this slot. So we're going to leave that as it is. But I wonder if I can get a front facer over here as well, because I don't have a front facer on this entire shelf. And I'm going to take a poll real quick, because over here I've got my Sandersons, and I would like to do, what do y'all think? Final Empire? If y'all remember my bookshelf, my blindfold bookshelf, this is the one that stumped me. But I really, really love this cover. Although, I don't know how I'm going to get it done unless I move these two, heavy, heavy books. Heavy. So if I do that, and then I shuffle these over, I wonder if I can get a front facer up here. Yes, just like that. So then it becomes a dedicated Sanderson shelf. Let's see. Make yourself work. Have a rotating section where you can highlight different books series. Are you talking about like on the shelves? Because I actually like that idea. Because like usually this is kind of the view you're gonna get. And so I'm picturing like making this kind of a display-ish shelf. But like I would need more room, especially because we know that book 2 of this is coming out, which, what's this one called again? The Bloodsworn. I haven't read this one yet. It's the only John Gwynne I haven't read. But yeah. And then of course, Echo Things to Come goes right here. And we know Django Wexler isn't done with Burning Blade and Silver Eye, so hopefully. Let's see. I can't help that reminds me of the Mickey Mouse. Yeah, before, and I don't, let's see if I'm gonna, if y'all remember this used to be kind of over on the other wall, and then I got the 2 shelves, and so it had to move. And you can see my buddy Mazza held on to me, and like, because I was kind of low on budget, and this is the map of Derry from Stephen King's It, so it's hanging on my wall. I've got a Cast of Firefly over there that I picked up at a con. So yeah, there's some cool stuff on my walls, but I can kind of see it because it's got the 2 bumps, and it looks better when it's lit up a little bit, although it needs a little bit of contrast or something. I don't know. It doesn't show up super well right now. My webcam's really not. Yeah, it doesn't matter on the color. It's just garbage resolution. So let's turn that off. Ow! What is it with me and hurting myself? Hey, Sharon. Hi, friend. That way you can see stuff you normally don't see. Yeah, I would like to get like a little rotating thing. But we'll see. Okay, so we've done a front facing there, which means that's got to go there now. And I like to have that in the video. So I may stick it up here and then bring this over there. There we go. That's like that. Okay, so we've got a front facer here now. I'm not really going to change a whole lot. Well, what do you think? I want opinions. Should I keep this displayed? This is the Lord of the Rings, the Alan Lee Illustrateds. Should I put these on a shelf over there, or do you like to see these displayed in videos on the shelf? Because then I can use this spot for like other books in front facers as well. Like I could possibly front face. Well, I don't know if that's a big enough spot to front face Dune. You could do one strictly. Do one that is strictly your February TBR. So Leslie from the Nerdy Narrative, she's got this kind of superhero floating shelf that looks really cool. It's only like $30 on Etsy. And so I plan on getting one, and that'll turn it into a TBR shelf. Lately, like I've been training my brain apparently and like speeding up my audiobook. So I'm like at 1.8 speed, which has really increased my reading output. What up, Epic? And my reading input. So like just my TBR. This alone is my February TBR. Like all of that right there. That's all. The shortest month of the year, and I've decided to be insane. So I'm not going to show you. Of course, there's a preview on March if you really want to zoom in. Of course, we're going to be doing the birthday buddy read in March with Leslie and I is Daniel T. Jackson's Illborn. It is a brick, but it's a very, 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 very enticing brick. So I'm looking forward to that. So the more people to join us, the better. But I'm thinking of dedicating this over here for TBR stuff. So let's go ahead and move some stuff so I can start putting some stuff there. So I've got one of those tiny little, like when it gets sunlight and the arm just kind of goes. Yeah, it's annoying. That's why it's over in the corner where it doesn't get any sunlight. Yeah, I am cray Sharon. I know. And I know Epic, it is Lord of the Rings. I don't know, like, because I want to put Cradle on these shelves, and so I've actually got a spot over here where I could put Lord of the Rings, these gorgeous illustrated editions, and then I've also got my, up here, where you can kind of see, I've got that brand new illustrated ones, and I think that would look pretty cool. Oh, I've turned on my ring light on accident. Would look pretty cool over there as well. So we're going to kind of put this in the transitory phase. And then let's put you there. We're going to rotate that. That's January. And unfortunately, I would use my bottom shelves for books. Like you can see, like very, very down below. Yeah, you can see my knees. Those are empty. Unfortunately, I have a cat that likes to spray, and so I can't store books down there. I just actually had to get rid of a love seat because we found out she had been doing her business on it, and it's just, for a book collector like me, that's a huge no. So, and she spends a lot of time in here, so unfortunately, I can't do that. So I'm gonna move books kind of over here real quick. Oh. And if you got questions, feel free to ask them. I will answer. For sure, will answer. You know what? I should move my January TBR off the shelf because it's only a few books left. And I mean, for all y'all who showed up, this is everything I've got left to read in January. That's Queen of Fire, She Dreams in Blood, and then I'm so ahead of schedule. I added Silverthorn. This is the second book in the Rift War. And then I added the City of Dragons, which is the third book in the Rain of Wild Chronicles. There we go. I had a brain fart. And then I'm currently reading Chasing Graves by Ben Galley. So I'm almost done with that. So that's January. Okay. So now I've got room to move this over here. Obnoxious. There we go. Yeah, I keep adding in. Oh, my good buddy Nico is here.
Oh, you saw me.
Because I've got my mic put in, and without those, I can't hear you. And now I can get some direct feedback. All right. Oh, yeah, I forgot that they make noise when they turn on. Excuse me while we experience technical difficulties. All right. I think I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, hold on. It helps if
maybe, perhaps.
Turn up the volume. No, my volume is turned up.
Could just be me.
There you go. There you are. Hi.
Oh, hello. I was not planning on being on a live show today, but I finally saw your message, and I'm like, I could probably hop on for a bit.
Yeah, just for a few minutes, drop in, hang out, whatever. I'm just currently kind of doing some shelf reorganization. I figured why not have some friends stop by if they are available. I am currently working on said shelf and trying to figure out what to put there. Now, if I want to use this, I wonder if I can Oh no! Heavy is the burden that wears the crown, or is it heavy is the head that wears the crown? I don't know. I just say things. So I don't particularly love that. So we're gonna move. Oh, Shannara down there, which I don't know when I'm ever going to get to Shannara. And actually, if I front face the pariah a little bit, I can fill that slot because I think in May we're getting the second book from Anthony Ryan in that trilogy, so that works for me. And then, or something else could come along. But we're gonna try and put R. Scott Baker down here, and I know Narsil will eventually yell at me.
I mean, you have more of those books than I do, so I still only have the first one.
Oh, I came across them in a used bookstore, man. Like,
Thanks.
I had to.
I recently saw a slightly nicer copy of The Darkness That Comes Before than what I already have at Half Price Books, but I didn't grab it because I already had a copy.
Oh, Narsil's gonna yell at you.
Well, it was like a different format, and I don't know. There's so many different formats of that series because of the weird printing.
It's so based, man. As the kids are wont to say. Okay, come here, you wily. So we've got here my Cradle books, which Boiled Jellyfish was so kind to give to me. How's
Is that where the baby's gonna sleep?
Say what?
Is that where the baby's gonna sleep?
Where?
In the cradle?
Oh.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Oh, that took me way longer to get than I'm proud of.
That's because it was a really bad joke.
I'm not proud of how long that took for me to. I was like, what are you talking about? Because like we're getting ready to have another kid. And I'm like, no, the bedroom's upstairs. What are you? Oh. I feel foolish.
I mean, if it was a better joke, I feel like you would have gotten it sooner, but
I
that was
appreciate
pretty
a good
bad.
dad joke, though. Right,
I suppose you would.
I don't mind. So what do you? Oh, I suppose I should tell you, since we're buddy reading them, I moved City of Dragons. I've already started City of Dragons. I've got that much room in my TBR right now.
Normally I would say that's probably a good thing, but it's probably not that much better, so I don't know.
Okay, what do you think of that? We've got some. Oh, hold on, wrong way. So I've got my Echo Saga down here. Should I put Reaper or the Cradle a little more central, or leave it right there and then put something on the side here?
So it's the Cradle books like stand out the most because they have some color to them. Just depends. I have noticed that the Bastards books really stand out on a shelf. If you can see the yellow and orange.
I've got those. Actually, hold on. I'll go snag them. Although I just added the third one to a TBR.
All right, guys, this is now my stream. We're gonna kick Andrew off forever. Crap, he's back.
All right.
Sorry, nobody tell.
What did you say?
I said I was kicking you off the stream. It was mine now.
So I would be displaying my Jade Legacy, but I'm still book 1 doesn't come till tomorrow. And I wonder, actually, because they're orbit, they will probably fit really well right there, even though I just talked about how I wanted to front face Pariah. If it's the right if it's the right one, because I'm planning on getting Jade Legacy next month. And then these will probably, so it goes gray and then true.
I say they look really nice on a shelf.
I like, you know what? I like a nice pop of color, like a really poppin' shelf. Do I have some spines that have a lot of color to them? Because honestly, I can move these up here.
Now I'm trying to figure out what books we both have that are very colorful.
Yeah. So a nice pop of color here. And then I guess if I can find the third one, just for placement's sake, because that's not on the TBR to April. So we've got that there. Nice colorful spine. So that I can get appropriate placement. So that's a great pop of color right there. I wonder... I mean, I like the Expanse, because the Expanse has a really nice... What?
I just saw the comment from Susie Irby, put the baby on a shelf.
No, you put the baby in a corner. I'm just kidding. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
I mean, who's going to stop him? Patrick Swayze?
Honestly, Iconoclasts has
Gotcha.
pretty good, pretty colorful spines.
That's kind of bad.
And yeah. So, and then I've also got, I wonder, you know what? And then I could do a nice transition into my, I believe this is called Revenger. This is Alistair Reynolds, which I haven't even started. Look at these like cool neon-esque covers though. If I can get them oh, that's why its turn is sideways. Oh, it's because for a reason I'm Andrew, focus. Andrew, gosh, what are you doing? All right, Jesus. But I need something a little beefier. This is hard. Because I wonder if, because I don't like mixing paperbacks and hardcovers, and because my Pariah is a hardcover, I won't mix it with my other Anthony Ryans because I'm neurotic.
It's fair. I recently got really upset because I reorganized my shelves and then I realized that I have hardcovers that are slightly different sizes to each other. And so I had to rearrange. So I have like my slightly taller hardcovers and my slightly shorter hardcovers. Though it's still a little off because I have Earthsea up here and that one's a slightly shorter one. But I haven't
Earthsea is displayed over here on this shelf because it's so massive.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm thinking that I might display Earthsea over here and then put Lord of the Rings like right here. Oh gosh, things are happening, Nico. Things are
I still haven't figured out a place to put my Lord of the Rings. I don't have enough.
My headphone jack just popped out. So let's fix that real quick. Oh, I keep forgetting those have deckled edges. Deckled edges are not my favorite. Okay, there we go. So if I put those there, which I'm currently working on, did I just turn that in the wrong direction? No, I didn't. But
yeah, I think you're good.
My mic's in the way. There we go. So I've got this here. And I kind of want to put these, because these are just kind of miscellaneous right now. A nice black shelf. Don't drop it. I hate when I drop a book. I wonder if
dang it.
The side stack right there. Although it helps if in the right order. I swear I can do Roman numeral math. So that actually looks kind of cool. And then as Bengali, whenever
guard piece is still kind of locking, but
what is
the mic like guard thing, the little
yeah, it's kind of hard to see.
That's the one.
All right, let's see what Dom's got to say. I noticed self-pub hardbacks tend to be a few millimeters shorter. Dragon Maiden, yeah, but like I use that as a display piece, and so it's over there. Although I love that book so much because I mean it was my book of the year. I would like to be able to display it a little more. And then right now because I'm getting ready to read it, like hopefully starting tomorrow, so I can just pull it back off the shelf.
I will say, Dragon Mage is definitely the shorter one. But other books I have that are in the same size are the Last King of Osten-Ard books, Godblind. 2 out of the 3 Lois McMaster Bujold books I have
Who is
And
Lois McMaster? Me.
Lois
Who's that
McMaster
person?
Bugle. I have not actually read anything by her yet, but I got a few of her books at Half Price Books, and then realized later they were signed. So I'm like, oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
I think I'm missing the first one. Let's roll over.
We're gonna call this shelf good because I've got.
Uh,
If I can, it's got here. I wonder if I can do a different to increase. There we go. That's better. So there we go.
have,
So this shelf is
camera's over
good.
here. Hallowed
The
Hunt
Hallowed Hunt.
is one. Paladin of Souls. And then this one is slightly taller, which is
Oh, that's annoying.
But
I don't know if I remember you hauling those.
this was a while ago, and the slightly taller one, which is supposed to appear, I think, be the best one, somebody told me, but that's the one that's not signed. But yeah, I was not really familiar with the author. I know somebody on Discord said that it's a really good author.
I think it was Don, because he says, heard of Curse of Shelving?
Is that the first one? Because I know I don't have the first one. I'd have to look.
So these LPQs match my Peter Newman size. Where's my other? Where are you? Oh no. Help! I've lost books. Ninth Rain. You can go there.
Yeah, it does not actually see the order. I remember I looked. Oh, have I heard the Curse of Chalian? Definitely.
It's right there on the back.
So yeah, I think that's the first one then. Maybe. Maybe it's like 2 and 3. I don't know. They're not like specifically noted in order, but I think they're all somewhat related. I still need to read these.
Well, as soon as I can find my other LPQ. Oh, wait. It's probably right here.
Oh, here it is.
There it is. Okay. We're gonna pull you out. Okay. If anybody's got any questions in the comments, please let me know. Okay, so my main problem here, and the reason I won't prominently display, is that it doesn't quite line up super well. You can see right there. That's infuriating. Other than that, they're fine. So where do I want to put the? I wonder if these will fit down here. Are these the same size? Oh, they are. Perfect. Okay, so these can go down here. And then right now, I think I'm going to sidestep them. Because whatever, I'll do what I want. And then I'll put my Hitchhiker's Guide right there. And then Ninth Rain can go right there.
All right, Andrew, I'll be your comment monitor. So you have from Kay's Hidden Shelf, what's your favorite copy of a book that you own?
My favorite copy of a book that I own. Oh gosh. I wish I could say it was Dragon Mage, but the spine is not the best. I really do love this copy of Dune, but also I really love all of these Golden A's UK style library hardcovers of Discworld. But then I've also got these amazing illustrated Assassin's Quests. I would someday like to get like, I don't like the folio edition of these because I think the illustrations aren't quite as good, and the everything's red, which doesn't really work for me. But the Subterranean Press ones, which are out of print and unreasonably expensive, are really nice as well. But
maybe there'll be more someday.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, right.
Probably.
I also really enjoy. That's a really good question. I don't know. I really don't know.
That is a hard question. I was thinking, how would I answer that? I wouldn't begin to know, but I don't have to because this isn't my AMA. So
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna put Bradley P. Bolio because I do have the second book, and I think that'll slot in really perfect right there.
that's the Shattered Sands one, right?
Yeah, Jake got that one for me. But also like in terms of like self-pub, you get some fantastic self-pub covers. Like this cover of like Chasing Graves is absolutely stunning.
That's pretty cool.
My She Dreams in Blood, my Blackstone Heart, which is up here.
I'm still jealous because I really like the paperback covers, but those hardcovers are beautiful. And like I bought the paperbacks and then immediately I heard about the hardcovers.
Well,
and then I had
and
to see
if you can get in there, you can see it's got that cloth ribbon that like secures it really well to the binding. I've never seen another self-pub hardcover do this. So it's really, really good that way. But I mean, nothing really. Folio Society does the good work. So answering Kay's choice, this is one of the few like high quality hand bound, hand stitched, cloth bound. Like it's really, really high quality with some really great illustrations on the inside of Dune. And I mean, some of the art's kind of hit, some of it's kind of missed. That's kind of a spoilery one. Here's one of the Duke Harkonnen. I don't know. But it's got this nice kind of slip cover. So I really, really enjoy this one.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So we do have another question from Dom.
Okay.
Which I think is a pretty funny question. Which is your most unpronounceable book or author?
So earlier on in the channel, this is back in the early days, I struggled so hard to say Gareth Hanrahan.
I actually remember that.
Yeah, I struggled so hard. I would just butcher this gentleman's name all the day. And speaking of good covers, that is definitely so. Gareth Hanrahan was definitely one of them, and I'll wait to put that back. But for now, I probably The Death of Dolketh is kind of a hard one to say by Michael J. Sullivan. And then there's also like How to Rule an Empire and Get Away with It. It's just super wordy by KJ Parker. Yeah, I don't really struggle all that hard, but like it's been a while since I've truly butchered somebody's name. So I'm gonna go with those answers. But yeah,
I was trying to think. I know I hauled.
Yes, Carlos. These are Target bookcases. I got these at Target for $30 a piece, and then literally I joined them together. You know where you put your shelf holes. I've got where you can't see it. I've got a screw joining them together to make it kind of a solid piece. So
it's a good plan. Target also does seem to be the best place to get cheap bookshelves.
Yeah, it's really, really, really nice. So if that's February and this is March, what is this? Oh, that's April. Okay. And I took something off of April, and now I regret it already because I don't remember where it was supposed to slot in. Whoops. Anyway, let's figure out what I'm doing with these. These, I think, can go on the other shelf over there. So I'm not going to display them on this shelf. But so far, I've actually made... Well, I guess I could put them here for now. Let's see. So I've got to make a slot for She Dreams in Blood, which I think the third book comes out in April. So that'll be nice. And then... Will all four of these fit right here? I wonder. Let's see if She Dreams in Blood fits up here. There's only one way to find out, right?
Let's go for it. So Carlos did come back, which I think you suggested this, Andrew, actually, too. Buying an extra bookshelf so that you can get the extra shelves.
Yes.
Carlos said that buys one extra per 3 shelves, which I need to. I have the same bookcases, and yeah, there's not enough shelves on them. So that would be a good one.
Yeah. So what I could do is if I buy another set of shelves, I could disregard the case itself. Somebody also said certain hardware stores sell like enough equipment, like they sell the extra shelf and the pegs, where you can do it that way. So I could make these 6 shelves instead of 5ers. And what that'll allow is it'll allow me to fit a lot more on, because basically this one sits, this entire row sits really deep, and then it leaves a lot of space on the bottom as well.
Yeah.
And so because they're supposed to be equidistant, there's 1, 2, 3, but then there's only 1, 2. And that it's kind of not practical for just a bookshelf, but yeah. I've done things. What have I done? Okay, so I put LPQ on the shelf over here, and I don't like that. I'm going to stand these up. These are not ones that are specifically designed for. If I could stop popping out my headphone
Andrew,
jack, that would be great.
Cool.
It takes zero pressure to pull this thing out.
I can't even hear me giving him crap. I said if you were cool, you'd have this copy of LPQ.
You know what? By the time I went to go buy it, it wasn't available anymore.
Yeah, no, I got insanely lucky. I bought it when it was still in stock, and it went out of stock very quickly.
I was so annoyed.
So we do have another question from Dom, who I think is getting revenge for fun questions on his Q&A. So he said, if KJ Parker and RJ Barker had a fight, who would come out with the most initials left?
I'm gonna say probably KJP, just because he's been around longer, and that's the answer to that one.
All right. So we do have Joanna in the house.
Joanna, yes, hello. Hello, my friend.
For those of you just joining, I've randomly just taken over host duties so that he can organize his bookshelf.
Absolutely, it's so helpful. I'm not even mad about it.
I'm like, I'm here. Why not? So Marilyn asked, "Do you organize a shelf for TBR books?"
Sort
of.
I
think you were talking about a little bit.
So
before.
Yeah, earlier I was mentioning that, like, Leslie sent me an idea of this like floating invisible shelf. So like when you stack the books on it, looks like the books are floating on air. And it's like got the superhero pushing from the bottom. So it's like got the cape flowing in the wind. It's like a metal cut. It looks really cool. So I'll install one of those on my wall eventually. But right now I've just got this. So, this is February, March. I'm still working on April. Right now, April's getting a bit scary. Oh, that's what I took away. Okay, I need to put that one back. Sorry, otherwise I'm going to forget and put a book in its slot, and Leslie's going to be mad at me for a buddy read. Right now I just kind of stack them all in this shelf that you usually can't see. And I just kind of pull from there. Although right now I've got 3 books that are just kind of floating around right now because I've got my next 4 months planned out. So, which you need to come back before I forget, and you need to come back before I forget. I just wanted to get the spacings correct. So yeah, and then I think Bradley P. Belly of 12 Kings of Shirkai is going to go here because I've also got Blood and Sand, which is book 2, locked up and ready to go. So we're gonna relocate The Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst, because I realized that you sent me Norleska Groans, and that'll go really well with these hardcovers. You should set up your shelves like a tier ranking video. I would be interested to know how that would work.
I was getting ready to read that one, but I was commenting in the chat, so I didn't get to it. But I thought that was funny because I don't specifically do that, but I kind of have done that in the past, like for me, because like Wheel of Time at the top, and then I had like my Sanderson, and then like, I don't know, usually the more I like something, the higher on the shelf it's going to be. Like the only reason Realm of the Elderlings isn't top shelf is because I wanted the very pretty illustrated editions to be up there, which you can't. I don't think you can see mine. I think it's too far away.
Yeah, you can't see mine up here anymore. But like it opened up so much shelf space that I just had to.
Yeah, that's where I did my reorganize with putting. It's mostly Wheel of Time and Discworld that are up there because I have a ton of Discworld novels with like miscellaneous other stuff. But I have you probably can't see it, but there's a TARDIS as the bookend over there.
Yeah, I see that. I actually need a shelf in here because the way my shelves are set up, if a book falls in that
Oh, that'd be
corner.
bad.
I have to take all these books off, move the shelf, and so I need to get a book stop for up there.
I didn't have one for this side though, so that's actually a rechargeable battery for my lawnmower. It's up there right now.
Oh, Bridget says she's got one of the floating superhero shelves. That's so
Oh,
cool.
that would be cool.
Carlos also says KJ is older, but looks like he could take somebody out. But RJ is using his real name. Did you know KJ Parker published for 17 years before they figured out he was using a pseudonym?
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, he did it for 17 years before anybody was able to figure out who he actually was.
I had no idea. That's funny.
My shelves are actually really coming together. I'm not mad at them. Let's see. Where do I want to put? I'll put this on my shelf over there. Do I want to do anything else? Because I got the wrong size in the Godblind trilogy for book 3. Yay! I think we were talking about that. So that's going to be slotted in here, and then that means I've got books 1 and 2 to fit in for Chasing Grapes here. I just made a space for Norlesco Groans.
I'm sorry, I'm dying because what did you just send me the other day, Andrew? Nancy just said she searched for She Dreams and Blood on Amazon and found the same result as what you did. I forgot to tell Fletcher about that.
There's some
Andrew
things you shouldn't search on Amazon. Everybody in this chat is now going to go search that on Amazon, and I am not responsible for what shows up in your search algorithm. Okay.
Use incognito if you're searching for that book out of curiosity on Amazon.
Your significant others are just gonna be like, "Excuse me."
Oh my gosh, it was. I just think it's so funny that that happened on the stream. So we do.
Joanna's having garbage disposal issues, which I could totally walk her through how to fix it. I just had to fix mine the other day, so.
I had to do that, and it wasn't as I think I made it more complicated than it needed to be. But once I figured it out, it was fine.
A lot of them have like a socket in the bottom that if you put in a wrench, you can break whatever is holding it up loose. Or there's a breaker in there as well. So you can like reset the breaker and things of that nature. So usually there's some workarounds you can do with them. Yep, Dominus just got okay. Well, he went and looked. It might be different for Amazon UK.
Yeah, I could see it just being an American thing. So yeah, Reading Rainbow commented about the health and beauty section. So I think they found the thing we're talking about.
Well, it was weird because I was gonna be like, oh, it's only this. I think I was gonna send it to somebody to show him the price because I think Patrick his came damaged, and so I was looking up to make sure it had like a return policy or something, and I just happened to scroll, and I was like, excuse me. Let's see. Evie was, I was searching for the Hod King to purchase for Klaus on German Amazon.
Did not.
I should have read that further before I popped it up on screen.
I was about to say, I was surprised you featured that.
I didn't fully read it before I popped it up on screen. Oh, jeez.
It's funny though because like. Okay, that one at least is a translation thing, but like apparently it seems to just be the word dreams that like and she dreams maybe is pulling it up for Fletcher. I don't know, but
I don't know.
It's like all the things you never think about when you're publishing books.
I mean, to be fair, if you've read the first book, it makes sense.
I mean, it kind of does though. It would just be like possessed by demons, but
all right, so is there any rearrangement? Well, let me put this back real quick. Before I get too distracted. Okay. So the gutter prayer is put back. Is there any other things I really want to do to my shelves right now? Because I have really, really shaken it up. All right, make sure. Man, Dom is hardcore searching. Okay, so this is a TBR pile. So this isn't for shelving. This is now a designated TBR shelf. This has been filled out. This has been filled out. I think what's going to end up happening is back here, Pariah is going to get turned sideways as I get the Jade Legacy and Green Bone, or why can't I think of the name?
Greenbone Saga?
Yeah, the trilogy. And then when the next book comes out, I'll be ordering that in hardcover off of Book Depository. So I kind of want to keep slots open for that. And again, like I said earlier, I like to put on my shelf by hardcover and by publisher. I think this is before you got here, Nico. It's just how I arrange. I arrange by size, I arrange by author, and I arrange by like publisher. There we go. My brain froze. Because if you see up here, I've got my Golmanezes here, and then I've got my Solarises here. I've got my sub presses over there, and then it just so happens that my Del Reys and my Paternus self pubs all match. Nice. And then, yeah, so I usually do it by size, and then I try and do an aesthetic within those parameters. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. I've got mine are more mixed. I used to have mostly tour books, so it was easier, but I have a lot of non-tour books now.
Is there anything over there that I plan to put on these shelves? No. Because I've got my UK Waterstones Empire of the Vampire over there. But I don't know when I'm reading that. Wait, did I agree to read that with somebody? I feel like I agreed to read that with somebody and I forgot to write it down. Which is the story of my life. Let's see. So I think I've got and I've got my Stephen King shelf upstairs, and that's where my Thomas Covenants are, as well. That's where all my Journai books. That's where my mass market paperbacks are upstairs. What is this? EOTV sounds like a punishment. Eye of the Vampire. You know, I agree. Usually I would agree, but like. So many people that like Patrick liked it, Sarah liked it, Mike liked it. Like people who I wouldn't think would like that style of book loved it. And so I was just like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I was like, if I'm gonna own it, it's gonna be the UK cover, because the American cover is no way in hell is making it on my shelf. No, thank you. It's a shirtless vampire dude, and it looks very YA. But the UK cover looks a lot better. And then it also had like black sprayed edges, which I was really cool with, and it's a signed copy. So I figured, why not?
Yeah, I don't know. I know people like that, but I just have not had a lot of interest in Kristoff in general myself. But maybe someday. I'll see what you think of it.
You know, I'm willing to give it a fair shot, I would say. Like, why not? And if it turns out that I got burned, I got burned. But yeah. Let's see. There's Evie's comment. I don't want to put that up on the screen again.
As I say, we're down to, we have Michael commented author, genre, then feel. I think trying to like talk about organization.
So it gets harder for me when I go into feel, because like if I pull out these are my doll hardcovers, but you can see I've wrapped them in Mylar, which is a kind of a plastic covering, which changes the feel of a book. I've done that with a lot of my hardcovers, especially my Expanse books. And I do it with a lot of my Orbit books as well. I need to place another order for Mylar so I can wrap more books, because I like protecting my collection, and because I'm a crazy person. The only Orbit books I don't think I can do with that is the Orbit editions of Age of Madness have a more textured, kind of different feel than the glossy, normal Orbit hardcover, which I think is kind of interesting. So I don't think I'll Mylar wrap those because I kind of like the way it feels, and it's the same. It's the same kind of deal on the. I think these are Golden Yeah, these are Golden The UK Golden paperbacks. It's that same kind of texturing. It feels almost like maybe a parchment.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I think those are the only Orbit hardcovers I actually own. Almost all of my Orbits are paperback.
So I've just noticed a thing with my shelves that is going to bug me. I either need to reorganize this one so that the blade itself goes on the bottom, and this is how crazy I am. Yeah, I'm just going to do it that way because otherwise I've got to reorganize all the ones that I have side stacked. Because all the other ones are first book on bottom, most recent on top. I've got that with Cradle down here, Echo Saga here, and I've even got it that way with my on the top. I've got it the same way with Farseer and Discworld. So I'm gonna change the orders of this and put Red Country on top, which will actually make it easier because Red Country is my next first law read.
So I was gonna say too, I think he meant more like feel of the story, and then he did respond, confirming that that is what he meant. So saying like he starts Flintlock Fantasy with Powder Mage, it goes to Jonathan Strange, that goes to Pure Nessie, that goes to Gaiman. But
that makes sense. That
honestly,
makes more sense.
Though, I could absolutely see you sorting books by how the book itself actually physically feels. Though that's a thing I could see you doing. So
are you saying I'm crazy?
I mean, just a little, but that's why we love
it's
you,
a
so
it's a fair
good.
judgment.
We also have oh, now I gotta get to work here because I'm neglecting and they're coming in now. So Reading Rainbow said, don't judge a book by its cover or title or author, which makes me laugh. Evie commenting on Mylar being like library binding, yeah.
Well, there's a reason that library books last so long and they can lend them out so many times.
Yeah, it definitely a lot of dust jackets are pretty brittle, even if you take them off. Like I have books I've had for a long time where they're not in the greatest shape, even though I try to be careful with them.
My Wheel of Time dust jackets are starting to fall apart, so I'm gonna have to Mylar wrap them.
Yeah, it varies. The worst ones are the ones that I've had the longest. I have some that I've had a long time that are slightly worse than ones I bought used. So it's a mixed bag, but so we have Nancy came back with the Expanse is so pretty with the Mylar wrapped the AOM. I don't know what the AOM is. I need more
Wrapping
also.
the AOM. Mylar wrapped the AOM.
Age of Madness. Age of
Oh,
Madness.
Age of Madness. Okay.
That would make sense what we were talking about. Okay. This is now a puzzle stream. I need more also. I bought direct from the supplier, and that 50 went fast. So yeah, so another person doing a lot of the Mylar. I still feel like I should try that, but
it's
I just
really
feel like
easy to do. Literally, you just make sure the dust jacket is clean. I use a Brodart, I think is what they're called. And literally, it's a sheet of plastic with 2 pieces of paper. You lift it up, fold it in, and then just put your dust jacket back on, making sure to keep the spine lined up. And then once it folds, it stays.
I feel like you're really overestimating how good I am at small detailed tasks. I feel like I'd find a way to mess it up.
You know what? It is what it is.
So Reading Rainbow said
Michael liked my idea.
Like I said, I think it made sense for you. It did. So Reading Rainbow said I could organize my books by the amount of coffee spilled on the pages. So that makes me really sad. But I'm drinking coffee right now out of my Wheel of Time mug, and I actually spilt coffee on Dragonhaven, and I'm really sad about it. So I don't have coffee stains
it's
in most of my
Dragonhaven.
books. That's the thing. If it was a book I enjoyed more, I would be really happy. But I'm normally so careful with my books, but the last couple things I've been reading, I don't know what has happened.
Oh yeah,
I'm
show
like,
me Ninth Rain. How did that turn out?
Because this is much better than it was, but I dropped Ninth Rain in a puddle of like sludgy snow and tried to dry it out and flatten it. And so it's a lot better than it was, but it's still not great. And you have the kind of warped pages. So
yeah.
it honestly, it corrected way better than I thought it would.
I mean, if it bugs you that much, they're pretty much always in stock now.
Yeah, I might have to eventually get one, but I'll see how much I enjoy. I still haven't finished it yet. So,
Dom wants to know Age of Myth ?
oh, she did mean Age of Myth.
Oh,
So I'm sorry, I'm
okay.
behind on comments here. So let's see. So Carlos said, "Don't
I
mind the
would
Mylar."
Mylar wrap this, but at the same time, we'll see, because the problem is I feel like Mylar wrapping it might correct the spine a little bit. It's one of those ones where it's got the bar going down the center with like the text in the center of it,
Mm,
and it's super hard to center when you do it that way.
I
So I don't
gotcha.
know if that's something I'm willing to Mylar wrap, although it might fix the issue. That's
Could be.
actually a good idea, Twinny. I think
So
that was
Carlos
20.
brought up just like not minding Mylar on library books, but hating all the stickers and stamps because it feels like they're purposely damaging the books to keep them from being kept, which is fair. That's old library books. It's when they've got all the stuff in them. It's annoying. But Rada said, I usually organize my bookshelf by size since I have TOC with that. Um, I don't know what TOC is. I'm trying to figure it
Hold
out
on,
now.
I'm trying to
I wonder
find the
if anyone's
comment.
answered. It's at 12:26. I'm trying to catch up because like I wasn't reading them very quickly for a bit.
Michael says Durfee goes above and beyond. He does contact paper on all of his paperbacks. He does Mylar wrapping on all of his hardcovers. Yeah, or I don't know if he did Mylar wrap. Yeah, yeah. I kind of remember seeing that video from Durfee. Durfee is also the only booktuber to ever traumatize me.
Oh,
Like
I know that video.
Daniel Green tried, but I think Brian Lee Durfee really went for it, and truly hurt me in my soul when he did that.
So yeah, it looks like Paper Traveler brought up that too. But no, Reading Rainbow, that is terrible. Like, I mean, I don't like
My
mass market paperbacks, but I still wouldn't do that to them.
my copy of King Beyond the Gate, the it's so old that even though the spine is intact, the actual glue that holds the pages snapped, and so like the bottom half is like a little out of alignment, and it's like a $7 mass market paperback. I could probably get another one, but yeah.
It still makes me sad.
Evie,
Carlos did say,
if I
"Oh, you
did
got
this, I would be in severe trouble. My
it."
reading pace has really increased, so hopefully this will get better with time. But I would say I've only read maybe in my entire collection maybe 2 or 3 of these shelves. I've got another shelf over here you can't see. I've got a quarter shelf over here, and I've got a full shelf upstairs that is mostly unread. And then I would say maybe only even 2.5 of these is all I've read. Everything else is unread. I am so far behind.
Oh, hey, I was right about Age of Madness. We just were so delayed on reading comments.
Yeah, it happens.
I was say, Evie just organizing by author last name, the title of book series. That makes a lot of sense, but I feel like that would drive me nuts because the sizes would be different.
Yeah. Well, and you try so hard to get matching copies. Like even when you buy premium, like through like Folio Society and stuff like that, like this copy of Dune is massive. I can't imagine all of the folios are that size. In fact, I know they're not. So even within like your premium publishers, you get differing sizes.
Yeah. So several people asked about what Durfee did.
Oh
I don't know
god.
if you want to take that one.
So what Durfee did, and it was hilarious. So to be fair, he did it with his own book.
Yes, it was his own book.
It was a book he wrote. So this was his story. And Durfee's a fantastic guy. But like he was doing something about demonstrating on how to take care of a book, but it was a joke skit. He got like chocolate all over his fingers, and he like smeared it down the pages and like ripped the book in half, and it was something else. And then I think Daniel Green like washed a book at one point. He was like, how do you clean a dirty book? And he like took a book into the bathroom and like ran it under the water. I was just like, no.
I still remember the Durfee one because I commented on the video about like how painful it was, and he responded and said, "You gotta toughen up." And I just felt like that was the most Brian Lee Durfee thing to say. Oh my gosh.
Recently he had to take his Challenger in to get some work done, and I saw this because I follow him I think I follow him on Instagram where he posted this, and they give him like a hybrid. And like he said, it was the worst day of his life and stuff like that. And like he was like saying, "Send prayers and thoughts to me," and like he was hamming it up because he didn't get to drive his muscle car for 5 days.
I think I remember hearing about that. Yeah, but we've upset Michael with the description of what was done to the books.
I am
And
so sorry, Michael.
and the Paper Traveler commented that reminds them of library books, which I think that was partially the joke he was making. He's like, "What do people do? Like, is this what people do?" And went really over the top with it. Uh, and so that was, I think, part of what he was getting at, but it was still really sad.
There we go. Oh, you can't even see it. Lame. Can you see it? There we go. Red shows a little better.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the people do send books to Daniel just so he can volleyball spike them across the room.
I mean, that is true to my knowledge. So, but
yeah, no, it's in his "Please to God, Don't Be a Bomb" videos, which those get wild.
And then Nancy said she had actually seen those videos, but had blocked them.
She blocked them from her memory. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes that's all you can do. That's all you can hope to do. I think we're talking about Brian Lee Durfee
with half the spine.
Yeah.
Space.
So a few hauls ago, he started talking about how his commenters were coming after him for when he was doing a book haul. He had the spines facing out, so you could just see what he had hauled, and then like dip out. And so then he starts like rotating them, or he'll put like most of them edges facing out with like one or two with the spines, and like his sarcasm is just next level, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think he definitely likes to troll his commenters. So
it's funny. His audience engagement and his engagement with his fans is next level, though. I had I forget who did it. Might have been Dunedan in the Discord. He had gotten what's the second book called? The Blackest Heart.
I'm just laughing at your pronunciation.
What is it?
Dunedan.
Dunedan.
It's a play on the Dunedain from Lord of the Rings.
Okay, fair much. Fair enough. Whatever.
But yes, The Blackest Heart is book 2.
But he got one from Book Outlet. It was damaged where the spine was all messed up. He then bought a second one. It was all messed up. And so I told him, like, hey, just message Durfee on his website, and Durfee sent him a signed copy at no charge. Like he's a really good dude.
Yeah, he sent. I have a signed copy that he randomly sent me after I trashed the first book. So, I mean, like he's very nice and willing to send people his books. So
I'll read the second book at some point.
It's better than the first one. Some people really love it too.
Yeah, I think we're caught up.
I think we are. It's people still talking here. So there was a stream of them going in. So like I try to keep them on deck for when we going in. We got
something about burning Fahrenheit 451.
I didn't even know that was a thing that happened. I guess.
Well,
I'm so behind on book 2.
It's like a thing where people light. There's actually a copy of Fahrenheit 451 that has black pages, and you literally take fire to it to reveal the text.
I was not aware of that. That's interesting.
I've seen a video about it somewhere, I think.
I don't know.
What do you think of the shelves, Nico?
They're looking pretty good.
I think it's an improvement. I'm super happy that I finally got a Sanderson that's facing outwards. Although I'm sure that'll have to change once book 5 comes out.
That's where, I mean, eventually...
all of this is subject to change.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, I don't think any of my books that are over there are bound for this is all for my next book haul, are bound for these shelves. So I think we're good there. And then I think I've accounted for all of these books to slot into places. At least I hope so. Like that is the intent. I like how you reorganized yours though with the Wheel of Time at the top. It really does open up a lot of room.
It does, especially because that took up a whole shelf, and Discworld had its own shelf too. But I kind of like just let's see, like the Wheel of Time symbol and the light. This isn't the webcam, so lighting's really bad. But the Wheel of Time symbol right in front of the books, and the top of the shelf fit the Barnes and Noble edition too. So the shelf itself is not designed to fit that. It's just designed to fit the series plus New Spring and the encyclopedia. So I was able to add a little more.
Well, you can
And
go edge to edge and slide in that extra book, right?
Yep, and that's what I did. And so with having that up there, let me rearrange a lot. And I've rearranged a little more since then, but I still have my overflow bookshelf. It still has too much stuff on it, but my bottom sections, like where you were storing your TBR, are actually mostly clear right now because I was taking out everything and sorting it. I'm probably gonna have to put some stuff back there, but I feel like if I had one more shelf, maybe, or if I
I
just
mean,
get a
you
couple
don't need that window, do you?
I was trying to think if I like rearranged my office to go the other way, if I could fit one. Because whenever I tell my wife I'm gonna get a new shelf, she's like, "You don't have room." And I'm like, "I don't. That's true, but I kind of want to make one
Well,
anyway."
what's your overflow shelf? How tall is that one?
It's a smaller one. It's a 4 shelf, and it's an old one with like display, which I can try. It's a total mess over here, but it's between a lamp.
So you
That's
could get a
the
taller
overflow
shelf.
shelf.
There you go.
Maybe. I'd say we have an IKEA shelf, the Billy that these Target ones are ripping off, which that's out in a different room, and I have like my fancy books on it, and then there's some other stuff on it. Um, so if I can convince her to let me steal that, maybe, but I think she likes it there. Who needs windows? Just block it. Yeah, I mean,
Sun bleaching, I think he means.
I
The
just found the different comments. So Michael saying that us booktubers make people feel better about their own hauls because they see how bad we are, so they
oh
feel better
god,
about
all of
themselves.
this is in the last year.
Yeah, Dominish, sorry for the found footage movie experience. I don't have a good steady hand for filming. That's why it's on a tripod. Uh, also, famous last words, one more shelf from Michael. Very true.
Yeah, Michael wants to know how often I unhaul. I do what I call spot unhauling. So like I've started reading fairly fast, but like if I lose interest in a series or if I don't like a series, it immediately goes into an unhaul. And I trade those in at like my local half price books, which is like a used bookstore that cash for credit and stuff like that. And so that allows me to clean up my shelves constantly. Haven't I've kind of really narrowed it down recently where like I've been just getting rid of I got rid of like most of the chaff from 2020 and 2021. Actually 2020 I did a massive unhaul where I got rid of about 70% of my collection. And then and I say that and you see all these shelves back here, you think, "Oh god, Andrew went nuts." No, no, no. No, no. No. I didn't have any of these 4 shelves back here. I had 1 shelf and I got rid of 70% of that. And then since then, all of this is wonderful viewers shopping from my Amazon wish list that I include in my videos, or gifts, or Nico forcing me to read more Realm of the Elderlings, things of that nature, or me just going buck wild on book hauls. So
Okay, to be fair, I didn't know that when I was buying you Rain Wilds, they were going to be the way that they were. It'll be worth it when we get to the last trilogy.
I'm
hopefully.
just kidding.
I know. But
Um,
I forced you to get the Kate Elliott books, and then you gave them to me, so that worked out in my favor.
so far, the City of Dragons has been an improvement so far. So
Good.
I'm only through the first chapter though, but
So
it feels very much like we're gonna start like kind of like we did in Mad Ship, where you start going into the Satrap and all that sort of stuff. It's expanded past the Rain Wilds, and so
okay.
we're starting to bring all those people in.
So I can have some expectations
Yeah.
instead of the no expectations I had for the first.
It's not
Well,
just
that's
the
good.
dragons and the keeper anymore. It's going to start pulling in like Hest is being pulled in, and then like the Chalcidian leader who's constantly trying to get dragon parts, that's being pulled in. It's
Okay.
all starting to come together. So
Honestly, so a fun aside, I feel like Ninth Rain was annoying me at first because there's a character named Hest, and I'm like, really? I'm not even reading Rain Wilds anymore, and it's like I
it's
still have to deal with Hest.
Hestilian.
But they call her Hest, and so
I
like
know.
the character's fine. But that at first I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. What are the odds of that? But um, so I realized, I think Dom was asking me about sun bleaching. So I should specify this room I'm in is not nearly as bright as it seems. For some reason, this particular webcam, which you can see on Andrew's face as well, because I think he still has the same one,
Yeah.
it makes everything seem like it's much, much brighter. So these are actually blackout curtains, and they let in virtually no sun. I had other curtains for a while, and I was really concerned about that. But there's usually not any direct sun that gets on the shelf, so it's not too much of a trouble. But Michael, I agree, sunlight is overrated.
We got Safina in the comments. She wants to know what we're both currently reading. I am reading Chasing Graves and City of Dragons.
I'm reading Ninth Rain still, which I'm getting closer. And Age of Ash by Daniel Abraham on
I'm
Kindle.
so jealous.
You like anything I get approved for, I told you, if you tried, you would. I know you just don't want to add to your TBR.
I just
but
don't want
like,
to. Yeah, it's literally a case of me not wanting to add to my TBR. That is the entire thing.
I mean, Alan got a physical arc for it, so be jealous.
Listen, Alan is Alan. Didn't he do like a live show for it though? No, he did that for, I think it was Justice of Kings, or was it Engines of Empire? I don't know. He's gotten a bunch of really big ones lately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I feel like they have to send him anything, Daniel Abraham, because like
He's the prophet.
he's the one rejuvenating the old books and his like whole career for those, because the fact that everybody just knew the Expanse books, and Alan's like, no, read Abraham stuff. So like he's had a pretty big impact. But I commented on his Age of Ash review, and he yelled at me and told me to keep reading LPQ first.
Yeah.
Uh, oh my gosh, if I followed that rule.
Yeah, luckily I've still got plenty of room for books, but I think after March's Haul, I'm on a hard book buying ban because of the baby. Not one that I can be like, oh no, it's gonna be like ebooks and like free sales and heavily discounted books is what I'm gonna be hunting for. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a ban that I have to enforce, and it's not like I'm hurting for stuff to read, guys. Like
Fair.
I might as well get some content out on the books that I've bought and purchased so that I can read them.
So it looks like Carlos brought 800 books for $100, even mostly Nora Roberts. That's pretty good.
I've only so far I've only unhauled Access Unwanted from
I think that excess is what he's
Access.
meaning. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Wow, that is a lot.
That's a lot of books. I'd be so happy sorting through them though. So
what up? All right, Dom wants to know how far you are.
I'm not as far as you. Oh gosh, I'd have to look. I've been trying to mostly push through Ninth Rain, because I want to finish that and get a review out for it.
I really had to push myself through it. I gave it, I think, 3 stars, and I was expecting something a little more.
Yeah, I like it so far. It's really interesting. There's a ton going on, but there's also like nothing going on. It's like almost
Yeah.
exclusively world building, and the world building is interesting. I just feel like there's quite a lot being put into one book. So it's my hope that we'll focus a lot more on plot afterwards. But I am interested. It's just, yeah, I'm kind of in the middle. But I'm 15% in on Age of Ash. So with the first 15% was a little bit like, okay, we've seen this before, but I know Alan said that it starts kind of familiar and goes from there. And hearing that from you too is, I'm sure I will enjoy it. It shouldn't take me long to read once I start focusing on it.
Safina says she likes the shelves. I am super glad because I think I'm stuck with them. But yeah, I've got room for one more shelf. And it's funny, I had to completely reconfigure this room in order to do it. And I keep trying to get my wife to let me get rid of this piano, my old TBR piano, which might turn into the TBR piano if I end up needing this shelf, which I'm sure I will at some point. It'll turn back into the TBR piano, which that whole joke is I just used to stack my TBR on top of the piano, and thus instead of a TBR shelf, it was a TBR piano because nobody plays the piano in this house, at least yet, because my daughter's still not old enough.
I was gonna say I can play the most like pathetic amount of stuff on the piano. I really don't have musical talent, so I can't help there either.
Carlos wants to know what our most wanted. I'm assuming mine or yours, Nico.
I'm assuming yours. This is still your stream.
Yeah, I guess it is.
I'm just a guy that's here.
Yeah, I know. So if we're talking special editions, Magician by Raymond and Feist, the Easton Press signed edition, leather bound, hand stitched with 22 karat gold edges, is definitely a special edition that I want. But if it were to come down to a book that I haven't read, but I am most wanting, I keep my Amazon list pretty up to date. Let me take a look. Just because as soon as like somebody asks you a question, your brain freezes and you can't think of anything.
That Magician one is pretty.
It is. It's got that like dragon embossed on the cover. I actually, you know what? Like Iron Prince, I've heard is really good. And then from my wish list, I would say it would probably be Iron Prince by because it's a progression fantasy, and I really love progression fantasies, and it's also from I think Wraithmarked. And it is by Bryce O'Connor and Luke Chimilenko. So that one, or it would be a Practical Guide to Conquering the World by KJ Parker. But I just realized that one had released, and I had no idea.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that was out.
Yeah, that one is out. But I think that would probably be my answer. Of course, I could say Book of the New Sun, Folio Society, but I haven't read Book of the New Sun. I just want it because it looks really cool. And looking at my shelves, if it's an upcoming release, I really want to get the next two Cradle books. That's definitely high on the list. And then, of course, the two small God collections. Like, I'm just going to keep collecting the Golden Age Discworld books. I'm just going to keep it up. So, yeah, that would probably be my answer for that.
Those are beautiful. So Carlos also did have a strategy of all the books that you're buying are just for your children to read in the future. So you're really investing in their future, and it's reasonable.
Is that what I'm doing?
And it looks like Safina and Kay are heading out.
Carlos is Andrew Rose Progression Fantasy. I'm assuming you're talking about Sufficiently Advanced Magic. I DNF'd it probably in 2019, not because it was bad. I just wanted to read other things more. I think at that time I was more into urban fantasy mindset. So I was reading like Alex Verus. I was reading Rivers of London. I was reading Toby Day, Nate Temple, Dresden. Of course, I've read Dresden like 4 or 5 times. And so, like, while I was willing to try a progression fantasy, I don't think I was quite ready for it. Currently, right now, the progression fantasy that I'm reading while I'm waiting for Cradle is The Thousand Li by Tao Wong. I just read the first book this month, and it was a really quick read. It follows, it's like a more Asian inspired progression fantasy. And it like revolves around cultivation and the purification of the body. Like if you purify your body enough through unlocking like chi meridians and things of that nature, you can essentially become immortal. It's like wire fu progression fantasy. So one of my favorite movies growing up was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and so that's definitely one that I've been really enjoying.
I could see that.
And then Michael says viewers should sound off on what they're reading and most wanted. Reading Cold Iron by Stenya Leaked. Most wanted is William Gibson's next release. Is William Gibson Neuromancer's author? No, that doesn't sound right.
Isn't Neuromancer, isn't that Neil Stephenson?
Yeah, that might be right. I don't know.
I could be wrong.
I am unaware of who William Gibson is.
I'll Google it for you. William Gibson, American Canadian. Oh no, you're right, Neuromancer.
Oh, I was right.
I must be thinking of something else.
Here you had me second guessing myself when I was correct.
Rude, sir. You know, I'm sorry. You are absolutely right. I'll just drop off the street.
Well, we're getting ready to wrap up here in the next few minutes because my voice is shot. But yeah, so the shelves are officially organized. I know it doesn't look like I did a bunch, but I actually kind of did. They look a lot better.
Huh. Apparently, he also
he did what?
Wrote Alien 3.
Really? Was Alien 3 the really bad one? Or was that Alien 4?
I mean, kind of both. Alien 3 was the David Fincher one that did not turn out.
Is that the one with the clone?
Oh gosh. It's been so long.
It's been a while. But yeah. So the shelves are all done. This was long overdue. I appreciate Nico for joining me, just so I had somebody to sound off of. But that said, guys, like, thanks for stopping by. I know it was really last second. I didn't really put anything out there, but I wanted to get this done in January because I said I was going to do it, and I am trying to be more of a man of my word. So I appreciate y'all for stopping by, and I think with that, we are going to sign off. Bye.